I last left off with how Dale Carnegie teaches the reader of his How to Win Friends and Influence People that the way to get others to do what you want is by making them want to do it. Here we get Carnegie's perspective that, when dealing with people, let us remember we are not dealing with creatures of logic. We are dealing with creatures of emotion, creatures bristling with prejudices and motivated by pride and vanity. This may be true enough, but this is also paired with his Freudian view that the desire for a feeling of importance is one of the chief distinguishing differences between mankind and the animals. And thus, you get the suggestion that the way to get someone to do what you want them to do is by stroking their ego. But let's not forget the Win Friends half of the title. Reading the cover, you may get the impression that the work is not just about making that elusive sale or about manipulating others for monetary gain, as I have previously explored. It is also about winning friendship. As Carnegie writes, if we merely try to impress people and get people interested in us, we will never have many true, sincere friends. Friends, real friends, are not made that way. This echoes the rule, talk in terms of the other person's interest, for which the context is, given the examples provided, almost exclusively about manipulating others for monetary gain. But Carnegie is self-contradictory about how to win friends. As he writes, why talk about what we want? That is childish. Absurd. Of course, you are interested in what you want. You are eternally interested in it, but no one else is. The rest of us are just like you. We are interested in what we want. Keep in mind, this is paired with the advice to be genuine. How do you make people like you? Carnegie writes. Become genuinely interested in other people. The author could not be clearer here that basically, no one cares about what others want. People only care about what they want. There is no genuine interest. Thus it stands to reason, if someone expresses interest outside their own interest, they must have an obvious ulterior motive, namely, their own interest. And where is the possibility for real friendship here, if the starting point is that people are only interested in what they want? Obviously, if you are only interested in what you want, any potential friend is only interested in what they want, the only possibility for camaraderie is a mutual understanding of that fact. Otherwise, it stands to reason you are only putting up a facade, and your resulting friendships are artificial and entirely fake. Thus, talk about being genuine, to emphasize, is nothing but hypocritical, because the starting point for Carnegie is always about playing into the other person's ego to get what you want. And this in turn, as I will reiterate, is nothing short of manipulation. But this focus on playing into the other person's ego is also why one of the first suggestions of the first section of the book, Fundamental Techniques in Handling People, is, to paraphrase, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. And this is also mirrored in Section 3, 12 Ways to Win People to Your Way of Thinking, with rules such as, the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say, you're wrong. Citing murderers, mobsters, the politically corrupt, and their unwillingness to take any blame, Carnegie writes, there you are, human nature in action, the wrongdoer blaming everybody but himself. We are all like that. So when you and I are tempted to criticize someone tomorrow, let's remember Al Capone, Two Gun Crowley, and Albert Fall. Let's realize that criticisms are like homing pigeons. They always return home. Let's realize that the person we are going to correct and condemn will probably justify himself and condemn us in return. Or, like the General Taft, he will say, I don't see how I could have done any differently from what I have. While Carnegie rightly notes that real friendship is not made by trying to impress people, where is there room for real friendship with the rest of his advice here? Professionally, especially in our corporatized environment, this could perhaps be interpreted as a simple advice to be accommodating, collaborative, service-oriented, or cooperative. But this call to go out of your way to talk about other people's interest, to never criticize or argue, and, as I will discuss in a moment, to always smile, this sounds like nothing but a call for the reader to be a people-pleaser, or perhaps, using other suitable terms, to be a brown-noser, sycophant, or doormat. This is not about friendship, and what this is really about in practice is treating people as a means to an end. And for Carnegie, again, the examples given are almost always the salesman making that elusive sale. In polite society, if we are ever to be as such, some people need to be criticized. Not only criticized, but perhaps also socially ostracized. And perhaps that should go especially for the people who are more than happy to lie and manipulate others for monetary gain. But even in the corporate or business setting, there are, or at least should be, different personalities, different individuals with their own strengths and weaknesses, suitable for different tasks. But what Carnegie is also advocating for here is a one-size-fits-all approach and for putting up a facade. And to that end, Carnegie preaches the now stereotypical smile, be positive. Actions speak louder than words. And his smile says, I like you. You make me happy. I'm glad to see you. An insincere grin? No, that doesn't fool anybody. We know it is mechanical and we resent it. I am talking about a real smile, a heartwarming smile, a smile that comes from within, the kind of smile that will bring a good price in the marketplace. Again, Carnegie talks outside of both sides of his mouth. You don't feel like smiling? Then what? 2 things. First, force yourself to smile. If you are alone, force yourself to whistle or hum a tune or sing. Act as if you are already happy, and that will tend to make you happy. If you are forcing yourself to smile, what is that if not, as Carnegie writes, an insincere grin? Again, this perfectly matches Carnegie's self-contradictory style. No one likes an insincere smile, but if you don't feel like smiling, force yourself to smile anyway. If you want people to like you, become genuinely interested in them, even though you are just like everyone else, only capable of being interested in yourself. But the assumption here, paired with this emphasis on smiling, that acting happy will make you happy, is also important. And that is where I will pick back up next time. I hope to see you there.